Alright, last video did somewhat well, so we're doing another one. Also, I feel a little bad because for reasons that are unknown to me, um, there is a delay on the upcoming Pokemon series that I've been hyping up. Again, personally, I thought this was going to come out later, but whatever. So, yeah. Once again, this is going to be unscripted. And basically, in this episode or video, I'm going to be talking about what I loved about the Hoenn series. So, yeah, let's get into it. First, I want to talk about the fact that I removed a couple of writing restrictions. Um, like some really annoying and unnecessary writing restrictions, actually, which were all episodes must be one page at max. That's not easy. Especially because I had really good ideas and I felt like I couldn't produce said ideas because, well, I just didn't have the time. So I basically, um, while writing the Alola mini-series, I removed those writing restrictions and ended up having a lot more fun in Hoenn because of it. So yeah, next up, I have a little bit more of a order, I guess, this time, but uh, I still might go off topic every now and then. Um, but next, I want to talk about the fact that Nick and Void are split up. The two characters are in separate areas of Hoenn when they arrive. Nick being um, in Little Root Town and Void being in Dewford. Meaning, there's actually a lot like that's different this this time around. So, because now they're not just going on the same journey, they're going on two separate, like, different journeys without each other, which is pretty different from before, where normally they'd go from place to place to place. Um, so yeah, I thought that was pretty interesting. Um, Another thing, Hoenn is definitely the most unique series because they actually, they, sorry, I removed the, um, some of the main characters so that they could do their own thing. Um, there's another main character named Kylie. She got her Alola series. But because of that, uh, she was actually left out of Hoenn, mostly. I did have her do a cameo at the end, just before the league. So that's fun. However, it is a little, like, it's probably one of the more unique things I did with Hoenn, and at the end, Kylie did come back for a short period of time. Um, Kind of just to introduce the idea of Sinnoh as a whole thing, so that the characters could eventually go to Sinnoh. But this might seem like a bad idea to just completely remove a main character from a story, but in reality, it was probably one of my favorite things with Hoenn because now we actually have the ability to focus more on other characters rather than the same ones over and over and over again. Because Kylie's also been in Hoenn and Johto, or Kanto and Johto, sorry. So it just doesn't make sense to give her her own whole series. Um, so yeah, and on the topic of other characters, let's talk about them. May. May is a main character now. And I talked about her kind of being problematic in the last one, but uh, this time around I'm going to talk about what I really liked about her. Seeing a new trainer start out from the perspective of these two trainers who have kind of been on their own journeys. Journeys? I think I meant to say attorneys for some reason. Whatever. They've been on their own journeys, and now they're kind of like continuing um, with their accomplishments, and they see this new trainer who she's just starting out. Keep that in mind. May is actually just starting out on her journey. So it is a little interesting to see that sort of becoming a thing. And yeah. On the other hand, we have the exact opposite thing happen with a character named Skylar, who I talked about in the last video. He's basically Team Sky. And if you don't know who Team Sky is, check out M&J TV. He'll explain pretty well. So basically, I liked the idea of Team Sky a lot and thought, hey, why wasn't this in Emerald? Like, he should have been. So I questioned this, and in the end ended up adding him into the story. Because why the heck not? Uh, turns out I had a lot of fun writing this character in. So I actually, I'm not kidding, I really liked writing in Skylar because he was a fun character. Um, and I really did enjoy his whole, like, Team Magma and Team Aqua destroyed my home and killed most of the people living there. Which, yes, that is a little dark, but I don't know, the story's compelling for some reason. Um, and it just, I really did want to make a compelling story because this character was a bit of um, a wild card. I didn't know if I'd like him or not, but in the end, I did end up liking him, and I'm very happy about that. So yeah, now that I've talked about these characters a little bit, let's talk about the fact that this time they weren't occasional, hey, yeah, let's battle people. No, they were actual traveling companions. Skylar a little less so, but May was with at least one of them the entire time. Eventually, Nick and Void even just switched traveling companions. Just like May wants to go back to Dewford, okay. Here. Uh, oh wait, your traveling companion wants to stick around this area? Okay, I'll take him in. So yeah, May and Skylar were very good and not necessarily easy to work with, but I did really enjoy working on their characters. So yeah, and I was able to focus on them a lot more because there wasn't any other major characters from before. So I got to experiment, see what I like, stuff like that, you know? So yeah, enough about May and Skylar. Let's talk about someone else. Let's talk about Wally. Wally was um interesting to write. I didn't hate writing about Wally, but there were some issues I had. One of which being he's kind of just there because he feels like he has to be. Um, and like that's fine. But I don't know, Wally just was a bit off-putting, I guess, at times because it's like he's sick. He is going to Verdanturf Town, and now suddenly he's very powerful. Like it's really weird to have made a storyline like that because it's totally unrealistic. Um, but you know what? I did like Wally as a character because at one point I painted him as a complete super genius in the league. I think I talked about this briefly in the last episode, but basically, Wally had the insane idea to have um what's it to have Nick start by using um Latios or yeah, Latios and then having Shedinja take it down because it doesn't know any flying type moves. And Latios straight up couldn't hit Shedinja. And the way it got Latios stuck in the battle was by having Ariados use Spiderweb. So I decided to paint Wally as more of a super genius rather than um, just some sick boy. And you know, I think Wally's character was great because of that. And him winning the league does feel real. It feels authentic because it wasn't just he destroyed everyone. No, he struggled. And in the end, he didn't even win the league. Like, yeah, he wasn't able to win, but he still did very well. Excuse me. Hold up. Break from the video real quick. Why is there so much? Odd. Anyway, um, yeah, let me see. Where was I? I did that. I have a list in front of me. Oh yeah, Team Aqua and Team Magma. Let's talk about them for a minute. They were frickin' brutal this time around. I mean, I think we expected the evil teams to get a little more scary, but going from Team Rocket, who did some bad stuff, but ultimately, like, didn't do anything too terrible or irredeemable, to Team Magma and Aqua, who straight up killed a bunch of people. I'm sorry, that just went really far, really fast. Like, it's kind of insane. Um, like Team Aqua and Team Magma legitimately committed genocide, like on the mass too. Like, which that's not okay. Yeah, Archie, Maxie, they didn't even like intentionally do it. They kind of blamed the like Archie and Maxie kind of blamed people for getting in their way. Just like it's not our fault, it's their fault for getting in the way. And it's like, guys, you still ended up murdering a bunch of people. Come on. Um, and at the end, they're like, okay, we did just now try to unleash some like super giants on the world, nearly destroying it. And then we got um, our butts kicked by two kids, while another kid literally summoned Rayquaza and caught it. Or with bad guys, Archie. Yeah. And then they both straight up were just like, we give up. That is the actual story. They were just like, we give up. Because what are you supposed to do at that point? Um, yeah, they were kind of brutal this time around. Like Archie and Maxie were kind of brutal, straight up attacking people, not Pokemon, people. And it's like, well, that's kind of not just kind of, that's very immoral. Like, come on. Um, so yeah, with that out of the way, let's talk about. Oh yeah, this is fun. Fire red and leaf green representation. So, in Gen 3, there were two remakes of the original Kanto games released, called Pokemon Fire Red and Pokemon Leaf Green. And I felt it would be wrong not to include remakes and remasters in all of this. But, I decided, hey, yeah, why not include all that? You know, I think it makes sense to. So I did. And I ended up having a lot of fun with it. So, yeah, I had a ton of fun implementing Fire Red and Leaf Green in there just a little bit, just sprinkle it in. Um, and I really did enjoy doing that because, I don't know, it just felt gratifying in some ways. And I didn't do much, not as much as I plan on doing for Heart Gold Soul Silver, but I was like, yeah, give this character a Pokemon, give this character a Kanto Pokemon. Just insert it any little place like that I can that doesn't make it feel too much. So yeah, with that out of the way, what's up next? Um, oh yeah, that was also a neat thing. Normally the characters, at least last time, they didn't really start with just their starters, which are Pikachu and Charizard. In Johto, they went on. Void actually brought like four Pokemon with him. That's not even me kidding around. Void brought four Pokemon with him. Those being like Chansey, um, Scyther. Who else did he bring? And Eevee. And Nick brought three. He brought Eevee, Pikachu, and he brought someone else, Seadra, who evolved into Kingdra. And it was for the evolutions, but God, I could have toned it down with Void especially. Oh my God, it was kind of a lot. Um, so yeah, the fact that this time they truly started with in total between them 3 Pokemon. That was pretty nice. And I've now established for Void that Gligar is one of his ace Pokemon. Um, which that's fun. Void has an actual ace now, rather than the before him just having Charizard. Now he has Gligar with him. And that's pretty cool if you think about it. Next I want to talk about the league a little bit. Uh, the league is so unique. Oh man. So the fact is, the league is probably one of the most unique leagues that I'm ever going to make. I'm never going to make a league like this ever again. Never, ever, ever will I ever do a league like this ever again. Because it was kind of bad. There wasn't much I could really do about that, but it was kind of terrible. Um, because basically, a large part of that is not having Kylie. And yeah, other than that, we have pretty limited rivals, those being Wally and Skylar. Now, yeah, that's kind of bad. I could have done a last minute rival. I did not. I decided not to go down that route. It might have been better if I did go down that route because now I have I had to tell Ryan, "Hey, your character lost in the first round of the league." I told him that like on his birthday as well. That oh man, that was probably bad timing, wasn't it? So yeah, that wasn't great. To be fair, I also did a lot of unique stuff with Nick and Void's battle. Um, which yeah, that's fun. But now I had to deal with the guilt of taking Void out of the league in the first round. So that's just great. Um, Other than that, the league was a lot of fun to write because it was like Skylar versus Nick, who will win, and that was a lot of fun, you know. Um, but yeah, and there was also the battle with Wally, which I talked about already. Um, and you know that like I do have my fun with this, but then again, how can I just move past the fact that Nick and Void straight up had to KO each other in the first round? Like that's just kind of sad. Um, and then there was like, and while I do still kind of love that, it was a very unique thing. I was trying to be unique with this league, not trying to be necessarily great. And it was pretty unique. It was a lot of fun. But yeah, that was a thing that I kind of just felt bad about. Um, I will never do a league like that again. However, it was very unique and cool, in my opinion. I still will stand by. I think it was unique and cool for me to do that. So yeah, that's fun. What's next on my list? Filler episodes. This is pretty wholesome. I basically after first of all, there was a lot less filler, or a lot less bad filler, I should say. And that's in large part due to um, Nick and Void being separated for the first half of it, but then there was the lag between Fortree City and Mauville City, where Nick and Void straight up were like, "Yeah, we're not gonna. We're no, wait. I'm sorry, I got a little confused." Where they were like, "All right, we're back," and then uh, they basically they have fun. Nick and Void basically get back, and then I did a lot of fun little arcs where they're like, yeah, um, and that was very enjoyable in my opinion. I really did enjoy that because um, now they can just go on little adventures. They can get their Pokemon some screen time. They can do all this stuff that they weren't able to do before. Um, at very little price, besides me having to come up with an idea for an episode. In one of them, I kind of referenced something that I hadn't talked about, and because I kind of forgot. So, yeah, that was a whole other thing. Like, I was able to actually do filler and make it kind of natural, you know? Natural, filler friendly episodes. Yeah, it was interesting to write. Um, but it did end up making everything a lot stronger as a whole. Uh, but now on to oh yeah, this is the last thing. Nick and Void's accomplishments. Unlike Ash, their accomplishments followed them. Now, you might be wondering, what do I mean, unlike Ash? Am I comparing these characters to Ash Ketchum? Ketchum? Ket- Am I comparing these characters to Ash Ketchum? No. I think Ash will forever be the Pokemon protagonist, but I'm just saying that, especially in Unova, the fact that their accomplishments didn't really follow, like, Ash's accomplishments not really following him was kind of stupid. And, that's just not cool. His accomplishments should have gone with him. And they did for Nick and Void. The fact that, because think about it, Nick and Void made it to quarterfinals and semifinals in the Silver Conference just before this. So it makes sense that they'd continue doing well and that their accomplishments would follow them. And so their accomplishments followed them. And it was very good that that was a thing because now we have characters who have shown progression and have kept progression, unlike Ash. Sorry, but, you know, Ash was great, but that just gets a little stale when he starts literally all over again, like Nick and Void did. But still, I put an emphasis on the old Pokemon doing better and the new ones kind of falling off a little bit. And then at one point, I did a battle where their older Pokemon, it's like I think for Nick and Void, I did this thing where during a gym battle, their ace Pokemon would kind of get defeated, and it's a plot device. Make the weaker Pokemon, the newer Pokemon, do more in the series. Show that they aren't necessarily weak, they're just new, and they've gotten better. I think for Nick, I did him a little dirty with his Pokemon. Because during the Skylar battle, we saw that Pikachu did way better, and then Nick had also brought Dragonite with him from Kanto. I revealed, hey, yeah, Dragonite's back. And I think I went a little overboard with the hype for Dragonite. So, yeah, I just felt a little bad about that. Um, I feel, and I did give Grovyle a redemption in the Sinnoh League, the Hoenn League, where it defeated, um, like it actually defeated Skylar's frickin' Rayquaza in like the most hype moment ever. So yeah, that was fun. Um, yeah, I think that's another thing I should probably mention. For the first time, Nick and Void have actual traveling companions. Rather than just them traveling together by themselves, no, they have an actual companion this time around. Skylar, May. Um, no one else really. Actually, well, at the end um, they had Kylie because she came back from Alola and was just like, "Hey, yeah, I am here now." Um, so yeah, that was pretty cool. I don't know. I liked it. Um, so yeah, I think that's gonna end this video here. If you enjoyed, remember to like, comment, subscribe, turn on notifications, share this video with everyone you know and love, and I will see you all later. Bye!